I'm a senior graduating from Penn, studying economics and Chinese, and I'll be in Cincinnati starting in July. Today, I'd just like to share with you how God has been faithful to me in providing a community in my loneliness. A couple weeks ago, Pastor Joe preached on something that really touched my heart. He said, "It's never too late to start again." And I feel like this really resonated with me as I sat down to write this testimony. So God did not actually lead me to this community in GCC until my senior year, but he was working very powerfully in my life before that period and was constantly guiding me in this direction, even beginning in my freshman year. I remember that even before GCC was on my radar, God had worked so many GCC brothers and sisters into my life through work at the Daily Pennsylvanian and even in some of my classes. I distinctly remember one time receiving a water bottle, a GSR with a GCC sticker on it from the evangelism team during a particularly difficult midterm season for me, probably one of the hardest times in my Penn career. And it was these little things that I didn't really know at the time, but they were signposts that were leading me to this wonderful community. So I've been a Christian for as long as I can remember. But when I came to college, I found that I had a very hard time and experienced a dry spell in my faith that lasted throughout my freshman year. From there, I started shopping around for churches and was reluctant to join a community. God was just some nebulous concept to me that only mattered on Sunday, and I'd really lost a personal connection with God and felt an emptiness in my Christian faith. Coming to GCC was actually an accident for me. I had been going to work on a project with a classmate who was a sister at GCC, and she invited me to a Sunday service back in September. So I came to that service out of convenience, I thought, because it would be easier to finish our project that way. We could go straight to a GSR or something, work on it. But to be honest, I can't really remember that service. I don't remember what was preached about. I really don't know if I was awake for the entire service. But I do remember that when the offering came around, I actually signed up to join a family group. The sister that had brought me was quite surprised at my decision because I was reluctant to come in the first place. And she was questioning why I wanted to join the community so quickly. And you know what possessed me to fill out that sheet? I don't really even know, but maybe that's true conviction, God pulling me closer by getting me a little more intimate with his word. GCC for me has been an amazing community where I've experienced many firsts in my Christian faith, including my first Christian conference, my first small group or Bible study, with a very great servants team, sometimes more awkward than me, my first Christian retreat, and many others that I can't even begin to list out. So it's very hard being in a new community, but also being like old when you enter that into a completely foreign group. I felt like a freshman again, constantly meeting new people. And so being an awkward person, the prospect of NSO Part 2 was absolutely terrifying. And I frequently tried to avoid people. But God's love truly worked through this community. And when I tried to run away, I would be cornered, sometimes literally, in the best possible way, and dragged into a conversation. I was blessed by the inclusivity of the community and began to truly delight in the fellowship. For me, GCC has been a very unexpected end to my college career. I do not know exactly what God has planned for me in the years to come, but in the short time I got to spend with the community here has been incredibly impactful on my life, probably more than many of you will know. And one of my greatest fears is actually the loneliness that I might experience after graduating. But if I've learned anything throughout the past year, it is that when you're in need of a community, God will provide it. My main takeaways from my college experience are, one, that God is good and he provides, and let him take the wheel in your life. And two, when we reflect Christ in our lives by approaching someone new in a conversation, even someone extremely awkward as me, or just send them a smile their way, it can result in a real change in their lives, just as it did in mine. Thank you.